Hi, and welcome to this edition of the Chlo Grow. So, in this episode, this is the 7th month of HRT. So, it's a little bit late because, as I say, it probably should have gone out about a week ago. So, 7 months and a week of HRT. So, I want to talk a little bit about what's sort of gone on since the last one of these, in terms of changes, etc. As always, because we're going to talk about the HRT side of things, obviously I'm not a medical professional. You already know this if you watched any of the previous videos, so you'll obviously be well aware of that fact by now. But obviously, I'm not a medical professional, so obviously listening to your medical professionals and what they're telling you, I'm only going to talk through about what my experiences are. So I'll obviously talk a little bit about what medication I'm on. Obviously, you might be on different medications, you might have different ways of taking it. Obviously, go by what you're guided by. And obviously, as well, the symptoms, the good and bad, they are based on my own personal experience. So, obviously, yours might be different depending on where you are in your journey. And obviously, things like genetics and stuff take a part as well. So, that's all got to be factored in. So, in terms of the journey so far, first things first, we'll talk about the sort of emotional side of things. So obviously 7 months in, so a lot of the sort of initial getting used to it has taken place now. So obviously it takes a while initially to get used to the fact that you're on different hormones. So in terms of what I'm on, I am taking estrogen. So I've got estrogen, which is like in a pump form. So it's 3 squirts of that a day. Rub that on your inner thighs. So that's my estrogen. I also take progesterone, so I take that in the mornings, and I also take a testosterone blocker called finasteride, which I take in the evenings. So I don't think you necessarily have to take it then, although with the progesterone you have to take it without food. So for me it makes sense to take it first thing in the morning, because obviously I haven't eaten in the middle of the night. So and also because I don't often have breakfast, so I just probably should have, but I don't often have it, so that works out fine. So those are what I take. As I say, in terms of the emotional side of things, obviously there's been a bit of a change since when I first started it. So obviously initially I had things like brain fog and bits like that, but that's largely sort of past. Obviously I'm a more emotional person than I used to be, so I certainly get upset more than I used to be. I probably have a little bit less patience in a way, because I think certain things probably annoy me more. Maybe I don't get angry like I used to, but stuff does frustrate me a bit more. So I think that's probably a side effect of it as well. In terms of the sort of so that's really sort of the emotional side of things, but in terms of the physical side of things, so I think obviously the face side of things is obviously moved on. So as talked about previously, what I do is I tend to go and take pictures and do these videos as a bit of a way of recording my own journey for my own purposes, because what that means is I can then go and look back and see this is what changes have happened. Because otherwise it's very difficult, because if you're looking at your face all the time in the mirror, well, maybe all the time, but once a day or a couple of times a day or whatever, you don't necessarily notice the difference, but where you look back at it and then you sort of look back from, say, like day one to now, you see that there is actually differences occurring. So that's always good, and it just helps you progress, because obviously it's difficult, because I think there's a sort of thing of wanting everything to be done like yesterday, and obviously it takes time to get these things changed. It takes time to actually go and move forward with things. So it's good to be in a situation where you've got that record of your progress. Also helps, because if you're going to go for obviously at the moment I get my medication privately, so I'm on the waiting list to go and speak to the gender identity clinic. So here in the UK you have this we have the gender identity clinics as part of the NHS, but it takes many years to actually go and get your first appointment with them. But it just means I've got a record of what actions have been taken. So when I go to them, I can go and take those with So obviously the faceless feet, that's changed. My skin texture definitely changed. So it's actually a much nicer, much softer now. And it was really pleasing because it was commented on in last week. So last week I had my laser, and certainly the lady doing my laser commented on how good my skin's looking now. So that's always pleasing. So that's certainly occurring. The hair loss, so not in the head, so obviously it stops any sort of male pattern baldness. Not that it was a major issue anyway, but in terms of the body hair, that is decreasing. So obviously that's decreasing along with obviously I've talked previously about having the Catch Beauty IPL machine as well, so I use that to go and help with cutting that down. So that's certainly improving. Obviously some areas will still need to have laser electrolysis later on, but as I say, it's improving. I don't think it necessarily makes a huge difference on facial hair, which is unfortunate, but there are other methods that you can do. So that's still ongoing. In terms of the sort of fat redistribution, so yeah, certainly my bum's getting bigger, so it's getting more feminine, and also with my chest as well. So obviously I think that's one of the things that certainly a lot of us look for is, improved breast growth. So I had my chest measured and now on C cut, which is good. So obviously that's only, considering we're only talking about 7 months in, and normally breast growth usually starts around about the sort of 3 to 6 months stage. That's what you see commonly quoted. So it's been good progress so far on that. So long may it continue. In terms of other things that have sort of been going on, so obviously with the breast growth, that's obviously meant new bras. So that's always good. Still getting a bit of a used to having a bit of a working out what's best for those, really. So I've sort of gone for different sort of types, different underwired and padded, and just sort of non-underwired and padded. So I think so far I'm getting on better with the non-underwired and the non-sort of padded ones, but we'll see how that goes. That's an ongoing experiment, so still getting used to that. Other things that's been going on, so the laser's still continuing. So I think I've had 11 sessions now, so on my face, and obviously that's cleared a lot of what growth there was there. So my plans are going to be with that is I'm going to go and do another couple of sessions, so one in November, one in December, and then I'll look to do electrolysis starting in the new year. As I say, with the laser, it starts off really painfully, but actually as you go along, it's not so bad. You get some bits, so your upper lip, particularly that bit there, really hurts when they go and laser it. As I say, it's painful, but across the face, but it's not as unbearable as it once was. So certainly when you first start it really is. And in the new year, I will be starting having the laser on my chest. So I'm really not looking forward to that, because I know that's going to really hurt. So the first couple of sessions do really hurt. So I'm really not looking forward to doing that, but it's necessarily evil, because nobody wants hairy boobs today, let's be honest. So that'll be good. The ongoing speech training thing, so I'm still at the sort of stage of experimenting with my voice. I still haven't quite got it where I want to be. Well, I'm a long way from where I want to be, really, but I just keep working at it. I've got an app called, I think it's called Voice Tools. I'll show. I've got an app, and I'm going to use that because what it does is it allows you to go and talk through it, and it sort of monitors your voice. It sort of maps it out, so you can sort of see where you are, and it gives you sort of a percentage in terms of how much you're in the sort of masculine zone and how much in the feminine zone. So that's something I'm using. As I say, with anything, it's a long process, so it's going to take some time before it's all sorted, but we'll get there eventually. And that's pretty much it at the minute. So that's what's been happening over the last month and a bit. Obviously, what we'll do is we'll come back for the 8th month update. But what we'll try and do as well is I will try and do like an interim video. So I know there wasn't one this month, but I will try and get one out ahead of the 8th month update. Obviously, as always, if you find these videos useful, then please do go and subscribe, click like, because that obviously helps other people go and get to see the content. And obviously, if you do, also click the notifications one, because then that means that you'll get a notification when we do eventually go and put out other videos. So in the meantime, I hope you all have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.